Now, it seems like Google's Gemini AI might end up powering the new Siri. And I think it's confirmed, but I'm not completely sure yet. But that's what I'm hearing. And Gemini powering Siri, well, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of jabs at Apple by people who don't like Apple for the fact that they are using the competition's AI, and they've been promising the incredibly AI for a long time, and Siri just can't seem to do it. But honestly, I've been looking into stuff about the AI and how much resources and stuff that it takes to run these AI programs, and for Apple, them not doing it themselves and using Gemini wouldn't really seem like a bad idea. I mean, don't get me wrong, Apple is a huge multi-trillion-dollar company, and for them to not make an AI and use someone else's AI, it does justify making a lot of jokes at them. But this isn't really the first thing that Apple's done. First time Apple's done something like this, where they use something from the competition. I mean, they use Samsung's displays, and honestly, I have no idea why they've been using their displays for their phones for this long. I feel like they could have just made a display of their own a long time ago. Maybe again, that's also really complicated, and Apple feels like they're better off focusing on other stuff. But yeah, if Gemini ends up powering the new Siri in whatever way, I'm sure there'll probably be some difference between the way Gemini works and how Siri works, and this is going to be integrated into the phone. But this is probably really good for Apple in terms of the AI stuff. I mean, look, as much as the Apple fans wanted Apple to make their own AI, rather, I think it's better that they have an AI than their own, and not lag behind the competition and give the competition something to go at them about. Although I feel like the AI stuff, we are kind of in a stage of AI fatigue, and people care more about hardware these days rather than the AI. I think people are getting tired of AI. There's so many AIs out there, and at the end of this AI revolution or sorts, most of these AIs are probably going to be gone, and it's only going to be a few. From what I hear about the AI stuff, a lot of the AI companies aren't that profitable, and that could also be a reasoning for Apple. This might cost them a lot of money, and maybe they feel like at the moment it's just better that they use Google's AI. I mean, Google also pays them money to have Google be the default search engine, so it's not like it's a one-way street. They have a relationship with Google, and a lot of people don't really notice this, but all these companies who are in competition with each other, they do work together on certain things, and that's the way companies work. They can't do everything by themselves, and sometimes they have to work in the competition or risk failing. And yeah, so Siri getting Google's Gemini to be its AI, the Siri AI. I guess the next generation iPhones, and probably the previous iPhones. I mean, what generation iPhones will be supporting it? The older ones. I think it's gonna start from the 15 Pro. I could be wrong, but anyway, all these phones are gonna get AI, and I use Gemini AI, and seems to work really well. But I am wondering if there's going to be a subscription option or something with the AI. With Gemini, there are different versions, and the really good one, the high-end one, I feel like that's really good, and I feel like that's the one that Apple should be using. But I'm not sure if they're going to go with that or go with the lower version. I'm wondering how this version of Gemini is actually going to be. It is going to be very interesting to see. But yeah, Apple, if they end up using the really high-end version of Gemini, it will be really awesome. And if it's not subscription based and it's just there on the phone, and I feel like it should be, considering the amount of money we spend on these flagship phones and all that. If that ends up being the case, this could be huge, and this could be really bad for the competition, because that's the only thing they really had as an advantage over Apple. And sure, they could still make fun of him, and the fans of the other brands, Samsung, Google, and all that, they can still make fun of them, but it does the job, and that's what people care about. Most people care about. And Apple can just focus on making the hardware improvements and make the 20th generation iPhone incredible with an under-display camera screen that works really well. It's a really clear camera and all that, and the big batteries, and I don't know, maybe they'll move completely to MagSafe charging or something, and give us a new incredible camera system. So yeah, the next generation iPhones, although from what I've heard so far, I don't think in terms of hardware they're going to be that exciting, because they kind of went all in on hardware in 2025. So there isn't really a lot they could do apart from changing the cameras completely. But I think that's going to be for the 20th generation. So yeah, I guess the next generation iPhones is probably going to end up focusing on AI, which will probably be a little boring because we're kind of tired of it. But it is what it is. So I guess we're finally going to get a good version of Siri AI for the iPhones. And let's wait and see how they do it when it comes out, how integrated it is, and how awesome it potentially could be. Because Apple, when they do something, they try to do it really well. And let's see how they do this